Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome back to Crafter's Log. Sorry, I was so thirsty. I was like, I'm trying to hydrate because I talking a lot. Welcome back. My name is Carrie with Crafter's Log, where I try to do different types of crafts and then review the subscription boxes that I'm getting, review the projects that I've done with the boxes that have come in. So today I am unboxing my third Miss Quilty box. This box is much thinner than the first one, and this is take 3 on recording this video. So I'm gonna have to show you a little bit of what happened when I cut the box open, because I noticed when I cut the box, when I was going to open it, that the box was already opened once, and then it was resealed up with some tape. So interested to see what I'm missing, or if I'm not missing anything. So let's get into Miss Quilty and take a look. Again, oh, okay. So again, first great, her books. The books are huge. Comes with a ton of information in it. So let's get into our little box here and see what we have in it. First things first, I figured out what's missing. The candy. I'm missing the candy in the box. Okay, no big deal. I don't need I don't need the candy at all. I just think it's quite funny that the candy is missing. 99 cents is labeled here as 99 cents. No big deal. All right. So it shows that we have 5 patterns. 5 patterns with this book. So the first 2 books, there were only 2 patterns. 2 patterns, no candy. There was a freebie in it. And this one here, I've got, 5 patterns, the candy, which is missing. I have 2 fat quarter bundles. Fat quarter bundles from Petite Petals collection. Okay. Let's see. The fat quarters are there. We'll show those after we go over whatever else is in the box, because I might miss something else. Let's see. I've got some tape, twill tape for my drawstring bag, because there is a bag. The 5 patterns are Block of the Month pattern, which is a tulip, which looks intimidating to me, and I'll show you here in a second. We have a placemat pattern. Looks pretty simple. Might do that one. A gardening apron. So her patterns are all labeled at, 3 patterns labeled at $4.99, 1 pattern labeled at $5.99, and a quilt pattern for $9.99. So this is what's all included in the box, minus the candy, which I did not get. So since the box is open, I'm not quite sure if I will. So the other thing I did get was tea. I love tea. I don't know if you can see that. It's not picking up very well. I apologize that. And it's labeled as spring jasmine. Since my box was open, I probably won't drink the tea. It's pretty. Smells great. I just may set it on my desk or put it in this sachet as like a little potpourri kind of thing. So those are the items in the box. That's all I got. So let's take a look at the fabrics. Now, feeling the fabrics, they feel so much better than my first box. The first box I got in, the fabric felt like there was sizing on it, but it felt like heavily sized, like it was thick and it was rough and pretty firm. This here is softer. I like it. It's labeled at 100% cotton, so I'm pretty happy with the way that feels. I love this chevron, pink, white, and gray. I love those colors. There's number 1. Number 2 is a pink and white stripe with darker pink polka dots. 3, we've got a floral patterns, small florals there. Another one with bigger florals, pretty colors. We got a little pink, little daisy kind of flower there. a pink plaid. Looks like there's some gray in there too to follow up with the gray in the other one. Pink and white gingham. And one with bigger flowers. So each pack of the fat quarters is the same. So we get two fat quarters of the same fabrics. So no biggie. That's perfect. I don't mind that at all. And let's take a look inside their book. I mean, their book is pretty, it's pretty detailed in here. I mean, there's quite a bit of stuff to go through in here. And let's see, our first project, the first two boxes that I did, there was a beginner one and an intermediate one. I struggled with the intermediate. Well, actually, I struggled with the beginner because it was my first time trying to sew triangles together. And the fabric was, I'm still learning how to figure out how to cut your fabric and patch it to where where they match up. So I was struggling with stretching, like one fabric when I'm sewing together, one fabric was stretching, so it ended up longer than the other one that I was pairing it up with. So there was at Jolene, and I don't remember the numbers after your name, she gave me some tips on how to cut it and make sure I'm going salvage to salvage kind of way when I'm cutting, and that will help. So I think that's perfect, and thank you. I appreciate for the feedback and the help on that. Let's see. So our first project is block of the month is a tulip block. This one is quilting level beginner. Yeah, so I consider myself a complete beginner. This might intimidate me a little bit, but it won't stop me from doing it because I think it's pretty. And with these fabrics, I think that'll be a beautiful pattern. It'll be a beautiful block, actually. So this one differs. So this is telling you, it gives you your fabric. So we're labeling our fabrics, alphabet label. It says A through L. So I think we're going to double up on different colors. Yeah. Okay. So you're labeling your fabric and it tells you how many pieces and what size to cut them out at, which is great because their first box, you had to cut the template out, or you photocopied it and made your own template from that. The second instruction book I had, it gave you the measurements with the template, so you can either cut it out or you just use the templates that they had. So this is great. But as I'm looking, it tells you how to assemble. Oh, that, not quite sure about that one. That looks scary. But anyways, I'm up for a challenge. No big deal. Second project is the Meadow Picnic placemat with napkin. Okay. This one's labeled as beginner. Finished placemat size is 11 inches by 16.5 inches. That one looks pretty. I'm interested to see how that one will look. Did it say beginner? I think it said beginner. It said beginner. That one. That one looks intimidating to me. Okay, so that was the second one. You can make a napkin with it. Okay. Project number 3 is a gardening apron. Okay, this one is labeled as beginner. And so far, this one, whew, yeah, this one looks, okay, this looks beginner to me. That one totally looks beginner to me. That one doesn't scare me. Okay, final gardening apron size, 34 inch by 12 inch. So it wouldn't be my gardening. It wouldn't be my gardening apron. I am not a 34 yet. Hence why I'm not sad that the chocolate is missing from my box. But the instructions in this and the sizes and how things are cut, that one looks very doable to me. So that's probably one I will do, and I'll figure out how to make my tie around a little bit smaller. Or I mean, I'll figure out how to make the tie around bigger. That way I can use it in my garden. And then the fourth project is a springtime drawstring bag. This one is labeled intermediate. That's cute. It's cute. This the drawstring bag measures 11.5 by 28 inches. That is super cute. If you got a little girl going off to camp, or you just need something, she needs something to carry all her stuff to the car. That one is super cute. My girl is 15, going on, I'd say 35. And she probably wouldn't like that very much. But that one's labeled intermediate. That one does not scare me. Even with the flowers on there, that one does not scare me. As much as the other Jackson Pollock trying to piece stuff together kind of stuff. Yeah, that one does not look horrible at all. As it doesn't look horrible. But when you get through the instructions, because I had a difficult time with the instructions in the first two books I had problems with, just because there was a piece of instruction missing, and I had to like guess on it to see how it goes. But otherwise, it was easy to follow and stuff like that. So I'm not knocking them. There was just something missing, and mistakes happen. So no big deal, because it looks like they're listening to the feedback that they're getting from people with these boxes. Because from the first box where they weren't giving the measurements of the pieces that you needed to cut, and you just had to base it on the pattern that they put in the book for you to cut out or photocopy, from the second one where they actually gave you the measurements and the template to cut. So I think they're listening to it. So I think that's fantastic, and kudos to them. All right, so the fifth and final product is a Ladybug Spring Quilt. This one is labeled Advanced. The quilt would measure 45.5 by 56 inches. This quilt is adorable. Adorable. Look at that. That'd be perfect for a little girl. That is adorable. This one is labeled Advanced, and I can kind of see that it being advanced. Just with the different sizings, and the smaller, like the flower stems, look tiny to sew. Yeah. Not sure how to do that. And okay, well, this kind of makes a little bit of sense. Maybe on how everything is pieced together. But they're small squares, small triangles. Intimidating, but it's cute. It's adorable. I love it. So overall, the box is great. So they have the total value of $87.91, and $87.91 for the contents of the box. They've got the fat quarters at $40, $39.99, and the patterns range from $4.99 to $9.99. No big deal. Little weird, little odd out. This little here, they have this at $5.99 right here. And the jasmine tea, they're pricing it at $10. And honestly, since the candy was missing from the box and the box was open, I probably will not drink the tea. Just because, yeah. And so I am happier with their box and size, their first couple of boxes. So one of the final things that I like to review is how their packaging, their shipping box compares to what is inside the box. And I think the first box, there was a lot of empty space, and so it's just like a lot of wasted space in it. Yeah, I'll use the box, to ship stuff in or for gifts and stuff like that. But just for a standpoint, when you're offering or when you have to pay for shipping, I like stuff to be appropriate size for the appropriate product. They did much better on this one because the box is a little bit thinner. It looks thinner than the first one. So I'm happy about that. Not happy that my box was already opened and resealed with some tape. Nothing to complain about really. But overall, I will definitely give these projects a try and see how many of the projects I can get finished with the material that they sent. Of course, there's not enough material in there to do it all. But I'll pick the ones that I want to conquer a challenge on and see how those go. Otherwise, yeah, I'm really happy with the fabric. The fabric feels so much better than the first 2 boxes. I'll tell you, I'll take notes on how the instructions flow compared to the first 2 boxes as well, because it was a little touch and go for me as being a beginner. So I have to be cautious of that when I do the intermediate or the advanced project in here. If I do the intermediate or advanced, I haven't decided which ones I'm going to do. But if you want to know the results, hit subscribe. Don't forget the ding dong bell for the notifications, and I'll follow up with you in a couple weeks. Have a great day.